If you're getting SNAP benefits, you really need to hear this right now. The Trump administration just made a major announcement confirming that November payments are going out. But there's a twist. Recipients will only receive about half of their usual benefit this month. And depending on your state, that money could take days or even weeks to show up on your EBT card. I know this is incredibly stressful, especially when every dollar already matters. So in this video, we're breaking down exactly what's happening, what the 50% cut means, new rules and changes schedule update, when you can expect to see your money, and how this might impact December benefits. Stay with me through the whole video because this situation is changing fast. Here's what we're going to cover. First, why SNAP payments are being reduced to half their normal amount. Second, when that money will actually hit your card. And finally, what the next few weeks could look like if the shutdown doesn't end soon. Let's jump into it. So here's what's just happened. 2 separate federal judges ruled on Friday that the Trump administration must use contingency funds to pay SNAP benefits during the ongoing government shutdown. By Monday, the administration confirmed they'll follow that order, but here's the catch. Payments will only be for 50% of your usual benefit. Now let's break down where that number actually comes from. The USDA currently has access to about $525 billion in emergency SNAP contingency funds. That's backup money set aside for times exactly like this. But there's a problem. The full monthly cost of SNAP benefits for roughly 42 million Americans runs between $8 to $9 billion. So that $525 billion only covers about 54% of what's needed for a normal month. On top of that, around $600 million from those funds are being used for administrative costs. The money states need to process, distribute, and manage SNAP payments. That leaves roughly $4. $65 billion to actually send to households, which translates to about half your usual benefit. Here's what that means in real terms. If you normally receive $300 a month in SNAP, expect around $150 this month. If your usual benefit is $600, you'll see roughly $300 instead. It's being cut evenly across the board. Now everyone's asking the same question. When is the money coming? And unfortunately, there's no simple answer. The federal government started the process of releasing those funds today, but that doesn't mean your EBT balance will update right away. This has never happened before. Partial SNAP payments have never been issued in the program's entire history. That means states have to manually calculate new amounts for every single household, and that's a massive task. According to USDA officials, it could take anywhere from a few days to several weeks for some states to finish processing. Think about it, 42 million recipients across 50 states, all with different household sizes and incomes. Each case needs to be individually recalculated. Add to that the shutdown itself. Many federal workers who process these payments have been furloughed, and those still working are overwhelmed and unpaid. So depending on your state, you might see your payment soon, or it could take longer. The best thing to do right now is keep checking your EBT card balance every day. Call the number on the back of your card or log in to your state's EBT app. The moment your state completes processing, your updated benefit will appear. Now let's talk about the bigger issue. This 50% funding only covers part of November. What happens in December if the shutdown continues? Here's what someone inside the SNAP program in Washington state shared. This is a huge relief for nearly 1 million people here in our state. Without this emergency funding, thousands of families would go hungry. But the real crisis will hit next month because these contingency funds are one-time use. Once they're gone, that's it. And that's the scary part. There's no backup money waiting for December. Unless Congress reaches an agreement and the government fully reopens, there won't be enough funds to issue SNAP benefits in full next month. Some states are already discussing temporary solutions, like using state-level funds or partnering with food banks, but nothing has been finalized yet. There's another major concern right now, the new SNAP work requirements. The Trump administration's updated policy says recipients must show proof of work hours, schooling, or community service to keep getting benefits. But with the shutdown in effect, the offices that handle that paperwork are closed. The staff who normally process those forms aren't working. That means people who should be getting benefits might lose them simply because no one is available to process their verification. On the flip side, some people who no longer qualify might still receive benefits because the system can't confirm their current status. It's a logistical mess, and it's adding even more delays. If you've tried to submit verification paperwork recently, keep a record of everything, dates, copies, emails, so you can prove you made the effort if there's a dispute later. Here's what you should do immediately. Check your EBT balance daily. Don't wait for an alert. Check manually using the number on your card or your state's app. Plan carefully. You're only getting half your normal amount, so make it stretch. Focus on inexpensive staples like rice, beans, pasta, oats, eggs, and frozen vegetables. Contact your local food bank now. Don't wait until your benefits run out. Food banks are preparing for higher demand, and they're there to help, no judgment. You can find local resources by calling 211 or visiting feedingamerica.org. Keep your paperwork. If you've been submitting verification documents for SNAP, hold on to all copies and note when you sent them. Stay informed. This situation is evolving every day. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. We'll update you as soon as anything changes. Now, let's quickly look at how this ties into the bigger picture. The SNAP issue is part of the broader government shutdown, which is affecting multiple programs. If you receive Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, those payments are still being sent as scheduled because they fall under mandatory spending. However, programs like WIC and housing assistance are facing major disruptions. Some areas have already reported reduced funding or paused benefits. The same goes for housing and energy assistance programs. Check with your local offices because delays are already being reported in some regions. Here's the bottom line. If you depend on any kind of federal assistance right now, start lining up backup resources. Call local charities, churches, and community groups. Ask about emergency food and utility help. And remember, you're not alone in this. Millions of Americans are going through the same uncertainty. This is temporary, and there are resources to help you stay afloat. Branch out. National Bank confirms it will close down 51 branches, and the first wave starts in weeks. A bank will close 51 branches in several waves starting very soon, with plans to shift to a more digital model. TD Bank will close branches across 12 East Coast states, including Massachusetts, Vermont, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Maine. Earlier this year, TD Bank announced the closure of 38 branches that could no longer serve its customers. These closed on June 5th, 2025, with Massachusetts and New Jersey being hit particularly badly, losing 6 spots each. The new wave of closures will affect 7 in New York, 6 in Florida, 6 in Pennsylvania, 4 in South Carolina, 2 in Virginia, 2 in Vermont, and 3 in Connecticut. The closures will also account for 3 in Maine, 2 in New Hampshire, and 1 each in Maryland, North Carolina, and D.C. per Mass Live. Wells Fargo confirms all 4,300 locations will be shut down for 24 hours. Massachusetts will be badly hit once again in this round of closures, as it is set to lose another 6 by January 29, 2026. This includes 1 drive-through banking location. It is not known what the closure timeline looks like for the other states. TD Bank explained the reason for the closures in a statement and claimed that it was announced to benefit customers. USPS and all major banks to close for 24 hours and days for 1st November shut down, it said. We also regularly evaluate our network to ensure we're serving our communities where they need us, which at times results in store closures or relocations to nearby neighborhoods. In due course, we expect to open new stores in these communities subject to regulatory approval. TD Bank says that the closures will help it pivot towards a more digital focus. The Boston Business Journal reported that it also comes as part of the provider's plan to relocate 10% of its locations. Fine order TD Bank was hit with a huge fine from the Department of Justice after it was accused of breaking U.S. money laundering rules. The bank was ordered to pay $3 billion in penalties after it was discovered that it had long-term, pervasive, and systemic deficiencies in its anti-money laundering policies. TD Bank closures in Massachusetts 175, Cabot St. E, Beverly, MA, 0195, 153, Meadow St., Chicopee, MA, 010113. 1708, Falmouth Road, Centerville, MA, 0263-245, Central St. A, Lowell, MA, 0185299, West St. Pittsfield, MA, 0120179, Linfield St. E, Peabody, MA, 01960-242, Main St. A, Wareham, MA, 02571, Remote Drive-Thru. Officials said that these lapses took place over a 10-year period and that TD Bank failed to monitor $1830 trillion in customer activity. This is said to have led to extensive money laundering. Acting Comptroller of the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, Michael J. Hsu, said at the time that TD Bank's actions were egregious and unacceptable. There has been no confirmed link between the fine order and the closure waves at TD Bank, however. If this video helped you understand what's happening, please hit that like button. It helps this information reach more families who need it. And don't forget to subscribe with notifications turned on, because we'll keep posting verified updates as soon as new details come in. Drop a comment below and tell us, have you received your SNAP payment yet, and what state are you in? Your comments help others know what to expect in their area. Share this video with anyone who depends on SNAP, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits. A lot of people still don't realize what's happening, and they need this information right now. Stay strong, stay informed, and take care of yourself.